You ever get that feeling? Wanting to be really well informed, maybe pick up a new skill,
Mm.
but there's just so much stuff out there, it kind of freezes you.
Oh, absolutely. Information overload is real.
Yeah, it's like that giant library metaphor. You just want one key idea, something practical.
Especially for like communication skills, you need practice, but low stress practice.
Exactly. Which is why today's deep dive is, well, a bit surprising.
Okay.
We're focusing on something super simple, just talking about your daily routine.
Your daily routine, like waking up and brushing your teeth.
Yeah, sounds mundane, right? But trust me, it's not just listing chores. We're saying this is a shortcut
A shortcut to what?
to language fluency, confidence, even, believe it or not, clearer thinking.
Okay, now I'm intrigued. So, for this deep dive, we're drawing on insights from what was it called again?
The motivated mind zone.
Right, the motivated mind zone. And our goal here is to really unpack why. Why does talking about your day work so well?
Yeah, what's the magic behind it?
We want to uncover the surprising facts and give you some really practical takeaways, things you can actually use.
Okay, let's do it. So, why your day? Something so personal, maybe even boring sometimes.
Yeah.
Why is that the perfect training ground?
That's the core question, isn't it? And the beauty, according to the motivated mind zone, is in its simplicity.
How so?
Well, first off, it's real and it's known. You lived it.
Right. No research needed.
Exactly. You don't have to struggle for ideas or words about, say, history or complex science.
You're not trying to translate and remember facts.
Precisely. It cuts down that mental load. You just talk about what you actually did, saw, felt. It frees up your brain to focus just on the language itself.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Lowering the cognitive burden by using what's familiar.
Mm-hmm. And that leads right into the second point. It's super practical and useful.
Useful how?
The language you use, I woke up, I had coffee, I went to work, that's, as the source puts it, real English, useful English.
Stuff you actually say.
Yes. It's not textbook theory. It's high-frequency words, basic sentence structures you can use right away in real chats. Functional language.
Okay, practical. What else?
Third, and this is really interesting, it encourages natural communication.
How does it do that?
When you keep describing your day, you naturally start to think in that language.
Stopping the mental translation step.
Exactly. You stop translating from your native language.
Yeah.
Your brain connects the action, like making coffee, directly to the English phrase, I'm making coffee.
Building direct pathways,
Yeah.
like muscle memory, but for language.
You got it. It makes your speaking faster, more intuitive, more natural. You start thinking in English, not just converting.
That's the goal, right? That fluency. And I guess succeeding at it helps.
Absolutely. Which is point 4. It's a huge confidence builder.
Because it's achievable.
Yes. Just successfully saying something about your day, something real, it proves to you that you can communicate. Even simple sentences build that self-assurance. You don't need perfection, just the attempt and the small success.
That really reframes it. So
Yeah.
think about, meeting someone new. They ask, what'd you do today?
Yeah, common question.
If you've practiced this, you're not stuck. You can say, oh, well, I woke up at 7, went to work, grabbed coffee, answered emails. Maybe in the evening, I made dinner and watched TV.
And according to the motivated mind zone, that's not just a simple answer. That's full conversation. It's real communication.
Using everyday language confidently. It's not about fancy words, just clarity.
Exactly. And doing this consistently builds, as they say, strong habits for thinking and speaking in full sentences without stress.
One sentence today, maybe 2 tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You build momentum. The source really stresses just speaking, not worrying about mistakes. That's key.
Okay, so let's get practical. How do we actually start? Let's talk about the morning. Our source, The motivated mind zone really goes into detail here, right?
It does. It calls the morning a very important part of your day.
Not just for mood and energy.
Right. Also, as a perfect time for quick practice, even just for a few minutes before the day gets crazy.
So let's walk through it. Waking up, maybe you usually wake up at what, 7:20?
Or 6:30 on a busy day, yeah.
Yeah.
The material suggests maybe you lie in bed for a few minutes, think about the day.
And you can articulate that, like, I'm stretching my arms.
I yawn a little, I slowly get up. Simple actions, simple verbs, present tense.
Okay. Then the bathroom routine.
Uh-huh. Brush my teeth for 2 full minutes, maybe wash my face with cold water to wake up.
Using adjectives like cold.
Right. Or take a quick shower, especially if sleepy. It even mentions playing soft music or listening to English audio in the shower.
Passive listening combined with the active description.
Yeah, every little bit helps. Each action is a chance for a simple sentence.
Then getting dressed. Dry off and put on my clothes.
Choosing something clean and comfortable, or maybe something more formal for work or class.
Again, really practical words for clothes, describing them. Building that personal vocabulary.
Absolutely. And breakfast, another goldmine.
How so?
You narrate your food choices. I'm having toast and eggs, or cereal, an omelet, oatmeal, whatever.
Drinks too. Coffee or green tea.
Mm-hmm. And maybe how you eat. I eat slowly so I can enjoy my food. Adverbs, preferences.
And what you do while eating. Check the news, watch a video, or just enjoy the quiet.
All things you can narrate, silently or quietly aloud, reinforcing the present simple tense.
And that last check before leaving.
The pre-departure check, yeah. Checking your phone time, messages, calendar.
Packing your bag, phone, notebook, keys, water bottle.
It's seeing these small actions as chances, linking them deliberately to vocabulary and sentence structure. You're turning routine into practice.
Universal actions, universal language. Makes sense. Okay, morning covered. But then comes the afternoon, often the busiest part of the day. How does this practice fit in when things get hectic?
Well, that's a key point in the motivated mind zone. It stresses that even if you're busy, you can still listen, repeat, and practice.
Even for short bursts.
Even for just 5 or 10 minutes. Consistency over duration. Finding those micro moments is crucial.
Right, so maybe you're back at work after lunch.
You check emails, answer the important ones, maybe read messages from colleagues.
Could have 1 or 2 meetings. Or if you're remote, sit at my desk, open my laptop.
Type reports, prepare presentations. The source even mentions keeping your desk clean and organized. Another descriptive opportunity.
Yeah, lots of specific workplace vocabulary there. Very useful.
And the breaks. Don't forget breaks.
Like a short break around 3.0.
Yeah, for tea, water, a small snack like fruit or a biscuit. And it really highlights getting outside.
A short walk to get fresh air.
Even just 10 minutes outside or around the block, these are moments to mentally narrate what you see, what you do, using that language lens again.
Okay, and this next bit from the source feels really important, using downtime for actual dedicated practice.
Yes, using free moments to actively study English.
Like listening to a podcast, hint, hint.
Ha, exactly. Or reading a short article or a story online, watching slow English videos.
And crucially, repeating short phrases out loud.
Yes, and it specifically mentions shadowing. Shadowing helps me speak more fluently and clearly.
Can you quickly explain shadowing?
Sure. It's basically listening to a native speaker, maybe from a podcast or video, and repeating what they say almost immediately. Trying to copy their rhythm, their intonation.
So it trains your mouth and ears together.
Exactly. Helps with pronunciation, flow, making you sound more natural. It connects listening and speaking directly.
Clever way to use passive listening time more actively. Fits into a busy schedule.
Totally. And then before finishing work, the source suggests a quick wrap-up.
Like write down what I did.
Yeah, for organization, but also maybe write one new word I learned. Or review my English notebook.
Ah, so structured reflection, reinforcing the learning.
Mm-hmm. And it connects to staying motivated, reflecting like, I finished all my work today, I feel proud.
Or even, I didn't study much today, but I'll try again tomorrow.
Right, that positive self-talk, even in simple English, builds that resilience, that growth mindset.
Okay, so we've covered morning prep, afternoon integration. What about the evening? Winding down time. Can you still practice then without it feeling like more work?
Definitely. The material describes the evening as a special time, a time to relax and review the day. The practice continues, but it's gentler.
So not intense study, just weaving it in.
Exactly. Embedding it into your natural relaxation rhythm. No added stress.
Okay, so you might come home at 6:10, take off shoes, sit down for a few minutes.
Maybe watch the news, listen to music, then dinner. You might cook dinner or order food if I feel tired.
Eating at the table with family, maybe talking about the day.
Yeah, even silently recounting your day's events or having a very simple chat in English with someone. It's all practice. Low stakes practice.
And after dinner, simple things like
Cleaning the kitchen, washing the dishes, maybe going for a short walk.
and the before bed routine.
Again, simple actions. Reading a book, listening to calming music, taking a shower, brushing teeth, going to bed around 10:30 or 11.
All common verbs, nouns, time phrases, reinforced in a relaxed state.
Precisely.
It's kind of amazing how these quiet, relaxing moments become chances for reflection in English.
Yeah.
Not studying, just replaying the day mentally.
It really is about living in English, like you said earlier.
Yeah. Which leads us back to that core idea from the motivated mind zone, right? Keep it simple. Don't aim for perfection. What's the secret sauce there?
It's all about progression, and habit.
How does the source put it?
One sentence today, two sentences tomorrow, a whole story next week. It's about small, steady steps.
And the philosophy behind it?
Crucially, you don't need to be perfect. You just
Yeah.
need to try. That lifts so much pressure.
The pressure that stops people from even starting.
Exactly. It encourages tiny, consistent actions. That's how you build momentum. It's not about flawless grammar day one. It's about the habit of speaking.
Just trying, even if your vocabulary is limited.
Right. And the source has practical tips for practicing alone, too.
Like what?
Talking about yesterday when you wake up, reviewing today in the evening.
Oh, and recording yourself.
Yeah, recording yourself and listening back. Great for feedback without judgment. The main message is always keep it simple, use the English.
Yeah.
Don't worry about mistakes, just speak.
Action over anxiety. Progress, not perfection.
You've got it.
Wow. So this deep dive really peeled back the layers on something simple describing your day and showed its unexpected power.
Mm-hmm.
It turns everyday stuff into this super efficient way to build a skill, especially language. It's not just studying. It's,
Using English. Living in English, one sentence at a time.
using the familiar to tackle the new, turning mundane moments into learning moments.
Absolutely. And, while we focused on language here, think about the principles.
What do you mean?
This idea of consistent, simple self-reflection on daily actions. Focusing on progress, not perfection. How could that apply elsewhere?
To other skills or habits.
Yeah, imagine describing your daily progress learning guitar, or reflecting on your work routine, or narrating steps toward a fitness goal.
Could that lead to deeper understanding, better memory, more confidence in those areas too?
It's a really interesting thought, isn't it? How that simple act of articulation might boost mastery across the board.
Definitely something for you, the listener, to think about. How could you apply this deep dive approach, turning the mundane into a learning tool in your own life? Give it a try. You might be surprised.